Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Carbon Racing Series Season 4. We're here, round 3, at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku City Circuit is actually one of my favourite circuits in the F1 games. It's actually quite nice to drive now, it didn't used to be. It's a very long circuit, 3.7 miles or almost exactly 6 kilometers, 20 turns, and 2 DRS straights, including that really long one down the main straight. Also, the infamous castle section. Hard to get right. Well, sometimes it's hard to get right. 3 types of tyre: white for hards, yellow for mediums, red for softs. And let's take a look at the championship standings. After last race, the 3rd place was given to Hyper after that really weird crash on lap 30 or whatever it was. Kane, at the moment, leads the championship with 50 points, almost exactly twice as many as his teammate Ivan. And Red Bull currently pulling away with the Constructors' Championship, leaving the Alfa Romeo Giro rather in the dust. It's not looking good for the 2 championship winners in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, it doesn't look like we have any highlights from a previous race, but then again, I didn't stream the previous Baku round in Season 3. These things happen. We shall be moving into the race, into qualifying momentarily. Oh, and that's probably something that I ought to do. Enable performance mode. That's something that ought to help, as that may have been the cause of all my grievances in previous streams. If you remember, I seem to have had this strange frame rate issue for some time now, but after the WOR stream I hosted the other day, it seems that I may have found the cause. It seems to be Streamlabs itself is the cause to all those frame rate issues, because the WR stream had no frame rate issues whatsoever. So that's good. With any luck, this stream will also be without any issues. Now, I should be able to view the chat without... Ooh, that's not working properly. Oh, it's raining as well. Afri say no line on his username. That's strange. But then again, I guess he's in a different league as well. And I've got this overlay working, and no one can see it, so that's good. I like it when things work properly. Oh. And now my controller is having a bit of a hissy fit. It thinks it's controllers number 1 and 4 at the same time, so give me a second. And now it thinks it's controller number 2. And typical. Okay, it's we've lost sound, so that's great, because it's decided that the game has decided that the microphone and speakers on the controller take precedence over the ones that are, the default on my PC. Guess how many microphones and speakers are on this controller? If you guessed 0, you'd be absolutely correct. So I'm gonna have to change that briefly, because that's really annoying. It shouldn't be happening. Apologies. It seems I'm always coming across some form of technical difficulty. I would like to find the sound menu, please. I need to move that out of the way. Yes, the headset earphone on the Xbox 360 is now suddenly default device when it doesn't exist. It doesn't have a... there we go. That's disabled, as well as the microphone on the... on... What the hell is it called? That should help. That should work now. Right. Right. That does work. I need to turn that off. Right, so, apologies. These things happen, though. Especially when your controller has a hissy fit because you bent the wire in just 1mm out of its comfort zone. Ah, and how fitting that the car in first position is the car that's first out on track. SBG in the AlphaTauri, its intermediate conditions. At least that's how it would appear to be. Let's take a quick look at the tyres. Yes, everyone is going on the intermediates. Into the first corner then goes the AlphaTauri. Red lights blinking, ooh, a bit squirrely on the exit. If anyone could tell me what the weather's going to be like for the race, if it's going to be wet again. Oh, SBG gets a wheel spin on the exit. No, he's not finding it very easy out there. Evidently doesn't have a lot of experience in the wet. And Ryan Kennedy, one of the what are they called? Reserve drivers, has been disqualified for driving the wrong way. I think he span at, I forget what the turn number is, and Mr. Gronenjik, also a reserve driver, has lost his front wing. It looks like he may have locked up. Dan Edwin has not had such issues. He is going slowly. Don't think there's any damage on his car. There's another car that's gone into the runoff area. That's Ivan Hafterkamp. So it looks like people are misjudging their braking zones a bit. It's a tricky corner at the best of times. And Ryan Kennedy paid the price because the game decided to... Oh, and Gronenjik has decided to retire instead of replacing his front wing. Not certain why he's done that. Anyway, first man who should be getting a lap time in. Don't think it will be... Well, SBG has had a very shocking sector by the looks of things. Something's gone massively wrong for him, so he this time is not going to be representative. Dan Edwin, though, should be getting a decent time in as he goes through turn 3 and now 4. Jakob Werder and Aiden, very slow times. We've got another car going slowly around turn 7 and 8. That's, I think that was Ben Dixon. Indeed it is. He may have had a bit of a spin. Dan Edwin going through the same sector now. Sounds like he's getting a lot of wheel spin, very close to the wall. As Pookie goes fastest, almost 2 seconds faster than Aiden. Dan Edwin now down towards, how many? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Oh, God. 20 turns, but many of them are just not really turns. They're just kinks. Doesn't overcook it at this turn this time. 17, I think it is. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I think so. That was turn 17, I think. As we now head towards the sort of double kink, the very fast chicane in a way. Ferrari, car number 13. But Dan Edwin very much not Maldonado. There's another car gone off. That's at turn 8. But it looks like a Williams. As Dan Edwin goes third fastest, 152.3. That was Aiden, who may have gone deep at turn 8. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on the car. But he's not going to have a decent time out of that. Gwynsander has gone second fastest now, 1:51.9. That's decent. Hyper on an outlap was his teammate. That's Pookie right in front of an AlphaTauri who's gone, cooked it not so well. I think that's SBG. And he's lost his front wing as well. And he's taking it a bit too fast. I think maybe he doesn't even know he's lost his front wing. Bit of an on-track hazard. And yep, his time not representative. Yellow flag. That is another car. That's Aiden. That's going slowly in general. Both Williams coming in. Faco trying to get a better time in as a 154. Not the best time he could achieve. Jakob Verber, also reserve driver, and Affery. Oh, Affery's just set the time. Just as I was about to get to him, as Gwynsander goes fastest now. Undercuts Pookie by about 4/10. Further down, that is Dan Edwin. He's slower on this occasion, so he won't be going faster, obviously. Hyper on his outlap. There's Faco just coming out of the castle section. So Leonard is almost over a second up on his previous best. He's going to cross the finish line any moment now, and he goes easily fastest. Seems to be things are drying up out there. I don't see any rain anymore, so I don't think we'll be running on inters for much longer. Locking up a bit, though. Rather treacherous out there. Ivan has gone second fastest as well. Yellow flag as he lets the Alpine by. That's Gwynsander. No, it's not. It's Benjamin Osterek. Ostrek? I don't know how you pronounce that. Pookie, 6/10 up on his previous best. And that should be a decent lap. It's pretty much a straight line from the final, from the sector 2 line to here, and he does go faster, 2/10. But what can he do? Can he keep that provisional lead? I don't think so. The times are tumbling. It's getting drier out there. Affery, meanwhile, he's gone 8/10 faster himself, improves to 8th. I think he lost a bit of time through sector 3 as he's only 7.5 faster. Benjamin Ostrich, who will be next across the line? It's going to be Hyper. We've got a yellow flag. That's Dan Edwin. Not certain what happened to him. Hyper, meanwhile, 124.3 in sector 2. Gonna come across the line. What's it going to be? It's fastest by 4/10. Times, without a doubt, are tumbling. You know, Kane, he just goes 6th the instant I look at him. I think someone else just jumped ahead as well. That's probably Faco. Dixon, Ivan will be next across the line. Heading towards the DRS line, but currently no DRS. But the track is visibly drying. And I don't think he improved, did he? I'm looking at the replay. No, he was on a cooldown lap, so. Next across the line, it's not Ben Dixon. It's going to be SPG, but he's on that was an out lap. Ben Dixon, however, is on a flying lap. Gonna come across the line and goes 4th fastest, so not a bad time. Next, it's gonna be the Aston Martin of Affery, but he's down on his previous best, so either those tyres are falling off the pace a bit, or he's just had a shoddy sector somewhere. We've just missed an Alpine going across. That may have been Benjamin Ostrich. Alright, here with SBG, he's already 29.5 seconds up. Yeah, that's because of his spin in Sector 1, as I remember that now. Heading into turn 7. Easy does it. And look how dry the track looks now. It was practically a lake before. Now, it just looks a bit like it's covered in dew almost. You know, like how you look out in the garden early in the morning and it's It's covered in dew. That's kind of how the track looks right now. Now heading towards turn something or rather. I wish I could remember what the turn numbers were. It gets very confusing very quickly when tiny kinks get given turn numbers when they really shouldn't have. Through the left right sort of kinky bit. Wait, no, not that kind of kinky. Anyway, this is going to be an improvement on SBG's part. It's not gonna be an amazing lap. In fact, it's only 13th fastest. But it's improvement nonetheless. I don't think he'll get knocked out anyway, as two people have already been knocked out. Ryan was disqualified for stupid reasons, and Groninjik. God, I need to make it my mission to learn how to pronounce foreign names. I'm not used to it. Groninjik. He decided to retire, even though a front wing is not cause for retirement. You can just pull into the pits and get it repaired. So I think he's made a bit of a whoopsie there. Ooh. One car goes out as the other comes in. Benjamin Ostrich going out to improve. As Winsander comes in, we've got Kane on a cooldown lap. I don't know if he's going to be coming in. A DRS is disabled. I think that speaks to me that is going to be time for dry tyres. Currently, no one is out on dry tyres. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, that's the tyres people are on, and that's what the best lap was set on. I didn't know that. I should have looked beforehand. So 3 people are going to try out. Oh, SBG has retired. Oh, dear. And he's evidently lost it on the exit of the turn there. Hit the curb. The Inters no longer have the grip that they used to. And yeah, SBG's session ends in the wall. In a very odd place, too. I don't think I've ever crashed there myself. So, both the Aston Martins are coming out on soft tyres. We'll have to see how much faster they are. At the minute, though, everyone's sticking. A few people are sticking to the Inters, but Dan Edwin does improve by 0.8 of a second. But is it going to be enough? Oh, what's happened to Aiden? I just saw him just pop out of the pit lane. That was strange. Something very strange happened to Aiden. I'm not certain what it was. I think Benjamin possibly had a spin. I don't think he's got a wing anymore. Ooh, what's going on with that car? It doesn't sound happy. Anyway, Jakob Verber is the first car on dry tyres to attempt a flying lap. Doesn't look too happy. It looks a bit slippery, slidey on the exit of 1. Will it be an improvement in Sector 1? Oh. Lennart has been disconnected. Don't tell me we're gonna... Hang on. Let's see if I can invite him back in. I'm the lobby host now, apparently. Oh, that's, And we'll ride with Jakob for now. I'm afraid because of Lennart's message there, I've missed the Sector 1 time. Do you need to be re-invited? That's not how you spell it. Ooh, it looked like the car clunked the wall a bit there. What's these? Oh, almost 4.5 seconds faster in Sector 2. The Aston Martin on the softs, it's definitely paying off. This car is flying. And the track does look absolutely bone dry now. So lap times are just going to continue to tumble. What's the lap time gonna be? Without a doubt, a sub 150, and indeed it is 146.8. And Lilith is back into the session, but I am the lobby host. Oof! Don't clunk the wall there. Afri will be next. Across the line. Both the Aston Martins looking like they're gonna grab P1 and P2 at the death of the session. But, not really truly representative of their pace, as Afri goes 145.2. Not representative of their pace, as everyone else has set their lap times on inters during wet conditions. Ben Dixon, already 2.5 seconds up on his previous best, so he'll probably take minimum of P3. Yeah, the stream does look a lot smoother, doesn't it? Oh, bit of a lock up there, but keeps it out of the wall. Through Sector 2, what's the... Oh, 6.2 seconds faster. I think this may be P1 for Ben Dixon. Going on to the main straight now. Hits the speed detection zone point. DRS will open down towards the line. What's it going to be? 143.9 blows the previous times out of the water. That's probably track progression right there. And Jakobs already improved his lap. So he actually takes P2 in the end. Track progression indeed. Ramped up really quickly. So that's Ben Dixon taking P1, and both the Aston Martins P2 and P3, but that's because they're currently the only drivers to have done laps on the dry tyres, whereas Pookie apparently didn't use tyres at all. That's strange. Odd one there. Someone could tell me what happened to Aiden, because it looked like he just popped out of the, the pit lane. That was a weird one. I didn't see it myself. I only really saw it on the mini-map. Odd one. Game has been rather odd as of late. Also, how's the volume, guys? Am I too quiet? Is the game too loud? Just want to make certain. Oh, we've lost additional people, so we're down to 13 in Q2. A couple of people look like they're gonna try it out their luck on the mediums. Don't blame them. It could work. But there are a few turns here where it might hamper them. First car out on track, it's an Alpine that looks like Gwyn Sander. Unless it's it's Benjamin Osterek. First car out on the track. Normally it would have been Colin, but, well, Colin buggered off somewhere. No one knows what. I personally don't know why he left. He just buggered off one day. Next car out on track, it's Afri. He's gonna try his luck on the mediums. Car number 45 was Ostrich. Car number 80. And the next car out on track, it's going to be Fakeaway's reigning champion. First time we've really properly focused in on him today. And he's deciding to play it safe on the softs. And once you set a fast lap on the softs, you're pretty much set to start on softs, as mediums won't really go much faster. You'll be lucky if they go faster, or if you had a bad lap on the softs. Either way. And Leonard's having more disconnection issues. Yikes. Next along the track, it's Hyper. Would have been the race winner last week, but a very bizarre glitch denied him, and it was decided to give him third place, as he probably would have lost the win anyway. Could have been last week's winner, is what I meant to say, not would have. He's also trying his luck on the medium tyres, as Benjamin Ostrich will begin his flying lap momentarily. There is a Williams ahead, that is Rob. Roger Cito, I think. Actually, no, it is just Rob. Roger Cito did not respond, and Benjamin's already invalidated his lap. So, that's unfortunate. Affery, though, will begin his flying lap, which means the burden is now on him to set the benchmark. He doesn't cock up turn 1. Goes through turn 2 quite nicely, opens the DRS, down towards turn 3. Second DRS straight, not as much of an overtaking zone as turn 1, but turn 3 can be useful, as we saw in the 2021 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Ooh, bit of a wobble. Snap of oversteer, manages to keep it out of the wall. Very nice driving from Affery. Through turns 5 and 6. I used to hate those corners, and now I'm actually getting quite used to them. And now the driving physics in 2022 is gonna be a lot different. A lot different, I reckon. I can't get my words out today. But then again, when have I ever got my words out? I just noticed in the background there it said pizza. I guess the Azerbaijanis like pizza as much as we do, at least when they're not being horrifically oppressed. Through the second sector margin thingy-majog, I can't remember what they're called. Split, that's what it's called, the split. My brain isn't working today. DRS opens on the final run towards the line, cutting across the white line too. Not certain if that's the fastest line, but first man into 1 minute 39s. Just behind him, the Alpine of Benjamin. Rob and Ivan on out laps. Dan Edwin on his flying lap. Hyper also approaching the end of his flying lap. He's also on the mediums. He's probably gonna go faster than Affery. But he said to me himself that he finds he's less of a qualifying man and more of a race staying man. So qualifying probably not going to be his strongest results, but he does go almost exactly 4/10 faster than Affery did. So he's found pace from somewhere. Further down the line, Gwynsander will start his flying lap in a moment. Well, Rob will be finishing his. Williams opens the DRS. He's on the soft tyres. Comes across the line only P2. So he's not managed to beat a car that was on inferior tyres. That could prove crucial for Hyper. Jakob Verber has invalidated a lap at some point, so he'll have to come out again. Dan Edwin heading towards the line now. His lap has gone flawlessly, and he improves. Well, obviously, he manages to take P1, 139.122, almost exactly 3/10 faster than Hyper's time. Ben Dixon has also set a time. He's on the mediums as well, I think. Benjamin Osterich does manage to get a time on the board. Yes, Ben Dixon is on the medium tyres. Oh, and Ivan Hafterkamp now goes fastest. First man into the 1 minute 38, but he's on soft tyres. Kane will be next. He comes across the line and blows his teammate's time metaphorically out of the water, a tenth quicker, 138.6. Red Bull's absolutely flying this season so far. Further down the field, we've got a DRS train in the form of the two Mercedes. Hyper providing a tow to Pookie. This is going to be rather nice for Pookie. He's going to have a nice little bit of the lap here for high speed, but then it's not going to prove to be that useful for the rest of the lap. Personally, I would have done it on the run to the line at the end of the lap rather than the beginning, because you don't get that much of an advantage if you do it at the beginning of the lap. But that's the way they've done it. Pookie, also on the medium tyres, heads down towards 5 and 6. There's a yellow flag. That's the Red Bulls going rather slowly. They'll have to get out of the way of this Mercedes. As Faco now goes fastest, 138.5. Alfa Romeo on P1. And Leonard still appearing to have connection issues. He could get knocked out here. And it looked like Pookie was about to cut the corner there. Fortunately, he didn't, as the Red Bull does get out of the way. Ooh, a bit of a wobble by the looks of things, but nothing too fancy. Keeping it out of the wall very nicely does it through nameless turn number 321. I wish I could remember what the turn numbers were. It gets confusing the more there are. Especially when there's no real clear line. Anyway, onto the start-finish straight. The main straight. There's another Red Bull. Could potentially get a little bit. No little toe or anything. And yeah, 139.0. Still the fastest of the medium runners, but like I said, I would have got that toe at the end of the lap rather than the beginning. Who's next across the line? It's going to be Gwen Sander. I think he's invalidated at some point, as his tyres have already done a lap. Comes across the line now, goes P6. 139.3. And next, it's going to be Jakob Verber. No, he's coming into the pits. And currently, the two Aston Martins, slowest cars out on track. Leonard has actually managed to get out on track, and they're doing the same thing that the Mercedes were. Faco giving Leonard a tow at the beginning of the lap. Like I said, I would be doing this myself on the end of the lap. You're just not going to get the same advantage. Leonard, though, on the soft tyres, so he will probably get provisional... Well, I say provisional pole. It's not really provisional pole, as it's only Q2. But he should go a minimum of P2. Or minimum of P3, even. Ivan, happy with his time. He's retired. Don't think a medium runner's going to be able to beat that, and I don't think he'll get knocked out. The Aston Martins and Benjamin Osterich just haven't got the same pace. Afri, though, is on an outlap. His best time was set on the medium tyres. So those soft tyres should put him further up the grid. He's maybe having a bit of an issue. No, he's just going slowly. Slowly enough that the game thinks he's broken down or something. Flying down towards this evil corner. He keeps it off the curb very nicely through there. He's just got pace through that turn that I never seem to have. Onto the main straight, more or less now. And, yeah, as I said, this is where the tow would be really useful. Instead, decided to do it on the beginning of the lap. But it works out well enough. He's gone 4/10 faster than Faco. I guess that toe did provide something of an advantage, a benefit to him. And so Afri now on his flying lap here. We'll find out what his Sector 1 time is. Has he improved? Has he fallen behind? He has improved 3/10. Goes through turn 6, down towards the oblique. Is it oblique? Somewhat acute angled turn 7. Then towards the evil turn 8. Which isn't that evil, actually. I've done it hundreds of times. Relatively easily. I've only clonked it a handful of times. There is, though, a very evil sticking out sponsor board on the inside that has caught me out a couple of times, and that really shouldn't be the case, because in real life, if you were to clonk that sponsor board, it would fall to pieces. Instead, it decides to make your car pirouette, which is not fun. It's Sector 2 time for Afri. Unfortunately, I'm working on a bit of a delay here, so I didn't catch that. It was 8.5 faster than his previous best. So this should put him at least a 1:39.0, I would imagine. And it's in fact slightly better, 1:38.9. So a very good time for the Aston Martin. And it does look like that people are deciding it's probably best to take your chances on the softs. The alternate strategy not looking like it's going to work too well here. I think Dan Edwin just finished a lap. He's P5. I don't think he improved. Pookie is going to have to settle for best time of a best position of 7th here. He can't get out for an additional run. Hyper will have enough time. I wonder actually if someone's listening to me and if Pookie... Oh no, Pookie has actually retired. So I thought they were going to try and do what I thought would be best, but nope. It's decided not to. So Ben Dixon has just begun a lap. Hyper will be next, but he doesn't have a lot of time to get to the line. Gwen Sander, both the Aston Martins. Hyper has to fly towards the line. He will make it. But a few other people, Jakob should make it as well. I think there's no one else actually on an outlap here, so they should be fine. Benjamin Ostrich, 4.5 faster than his previous best. Might be enough to get him into the top 10. He's going to hug the wall. And what does he do? It does get him into the top 10, a P8 for now. Rob will be next, but I don't think he's going to improve at all. He was slightly down in his previous best. Doesn't improve. He does improve, but doesn't improve his position, so he will be knocked out. Dan Edwin next, and he's called it quits. He's backed off. I think he's not going to waste the tyres. Ben Dixon will be next. He's almost a second faster in Sector 2. I think that's because his previous lap was on medium tyres. So this will be a certain improvement. Comes across the line now, 1:38.7. It's P5. It pushes Hyper down into the knockout zone for now. And Hyper will be coming across the line. He's also improved by half a second. So he should be able to get out of the knockout zone. But that will be pushing Gwyn Sander into the knockout zone. But he's right behind. And he could get potentially a tiny little slipstream from the Mercedes. The Mercedes about to cross the line. What's it gonna be? It should be a 138, I think. Indeed it is. 138.8. Comfortably out of the knockout zone. Gwynsander, though, goes P2. What a time. And somehow Gwynsander hasn't, hasn't been turned into a bot. So, wow. What a lap from Gwynsander. Absolutely flying. And there we go. He retires from the session. Doesn't want to keep us all waiting. He should have been turned into a bot at the end of that. And so it's Rob, Jakob Werber, and Benjamin Ostrich who get knocked out. And Pookie just gets into the top 10 on medium tyres, so that could prove crucial. He does like that alternate strategy, and he will be the only one in the top 10 to start on it. Could prove crucial, but I'm not entirely certain if it's the best strategy around here. Then again, I'm not a strategy nerd or freak or whatever. We'll have to see. Someone thinks the alternate strategy is the best strategy. Is it, though? It can be on some tracks. But is it here? Oh, not that. So, 10 drivers, all fighting for pole position. Kane, Dan Edwin, Faco, Gwynsander, Ivan, Pookie, Bendixson, Affery, Leonard, and Hyper, all fighting for P1. But is P1 really the best position here? Ideally, you want to be in the slipstream, as it's Faco who is the first man out on track for the final qualifying session here today. And behind him is his old championship rival, Ivan Hafterkamp, who is currently sitting pretty in second in the championship. But at the moment, the person who's leading the championship is this man, Kane. Car number 12. He's got a hefty 50 points. He's won both races. Can he win a third one? Can he do the impossible and win every race? He does have a lot of pace, but he just wasn't always able to get that pace onto the track. Sometimes he made silly errors, almost like that, actually. Got very close to the wall there, almost took his front wing off. Could have potentially even taken his wheel off. Fortunately, it didn't. But little errors like that could potentially end his weekend here. So, Faco coming towards the turn 1 now. Across the line to start his first flying lap of Q3. And hopefully what will be the benchmark time. Through turn 1, rides the lines a bit. Keeps it inside the lines though. And a bit of a slipstream from his teammate down towards turn 3. Ooh, and that looked like it was a bit of an accidental hold-up by Leonard. I'm not certain if it will have held him up much, though. Dan Edwin's on the out lap behind. Ivan is on a flying lap behind. Faco goes 34.4 in Sector 1. Ivan behind. What's his time going to be? as he comes through turn 4 now. Cross over the split, 34-4 as well. So I don't, maybe there was no unintentional hold up. Oh, but Faco's invalidated anyway. Something's gone wrong there. So that's it will now be Ivan who will set the benchmark. It's coming through the end of the castle section now. Oh, bit of a slip, drift on the exit of turn 10, 11, 8, 9, 10. I think that's turn 10. Which would make that turn 12? Ugh. Oh, and Ivan might get a bit of a slipstream from Dan Edwin here. Which is probably what he'll be wanting. What would Faco have done on this lap here? A 140.4. Not an amazing time. Ivan, though, what a slipstream. Is Dan Edwin doing that on purpose? Well, if he's not, it's worked out wonderfully for Ivan, who goes 138.0. Just 7 hundredths away from the 137s. I reckon we will break into that margin. Kane didn't get that slipstream, and as a result, look at the difference. 3 tenths down. Pookie 2 tenths behind, down on that too. Ben Dixon in the only the 139s. Dan Edwin will be wishing he could have got a slipstream from someone ahead. Leonard also running ahead. Ugh. No, that's not the word I was looking for. Flying lap. Ooh, cuts it very close. Doesn't invalidate. Might be about to give a slipstream to Faker as Dan Edwin has retired. What happened to Dan Edwin? No. Turn 8 claims its first victim. He's obviously clonked the inside wall, and it speared him into turn 8. The barrier's on the inside, or outside maybe. That's very much a situation like Charles Leclerc in 2019. I wonder if Dan Edwin was saying over the radio, I am stupid. Leonard, though, oh, that's very close. 12 hundredths slower than Ivan Haverkamp. There's been a bit of a slipstream there potentially. And it's worked out quite well for Leonard. Slipstream definitely the absolutely necessary here if you want to go for pole. And both the Red Bulls will be coming in. They've invalidated anyway. Leonard, Faco came in. He'll only get one more chance at a fastest lap here. Currently, he doesn't have a time. Dan Edwin won't be getting a time as he's crashed. So he'll start P10. Hyper, I don't think has come out. Oh. Bunker Baron is apparently Pookie. Ow. How did that happen? I somehow bit my tongue even though it was nowhere near my teeth. Ugh. God. Seriously, sometimes I wonder if my tongue is just too big for my mouth. Probably is as well. It was a nightmare taking COVID tests. My tongue just so massive that it was hard to avoid. Why have you changed your name, Pookie? You should be Pookie, not Bunker Baron. Anyway, Afri, he's not had a good lap here, so he won't be improving, and he's got his flashing lights on. Yeah, I think he set a time, and this is just his in-lap now. But he's got to do it pretty quick. Not going to get much time to get the car back into the garage and then get it back out on the track. Faco is not going to get a a toe here. And Hyper going slowly. Will he get a toe from Pookie? He's going slowly, potentially allowing Pookie to catch up. At the minute, though, there's only one man. Oh, no, he's not really on a flying lap, is he? He's 5 seconds down. He hasn't invalidated, he's just taking his time. Maybe he's taking an extra warm-up lap. Ah, yes, there we go. Pookie is now ahead of Hyper. And once again, they're doing this towing method that I wouldn't be doing myself. Pookie providing a tow to Hyper, but at the beginning of the lap. And we saw how well it worked when you were finishing your lap, but at the beginning, it's not going to provide that much of an advantage. And now Pookie will have to try and play catch up to Hyper here. Oh, no. Maybe they're going to try it on Pookie's lap. Oh, and I hate that this sound glitch. Ugh. It's been there since day one, and I wonder if it will ever go away. Faco looking like he's going to provide another slipstream to Leonard, but also at the beginning of the lap. Oh, wait, no, he's actually on a flying lap here. My mistake, I thought he was on an out lap. Even though it didn't say out lap next to his name. Anyway, he's on the main straight now. His DRS will open in just a couple of seconds under the bridge that unlucky crane flatbed truck hit in 2019 when it was recovering George Russell's Williams. Faco only manages P3, 3/10 down on his teammate, and that's going to show just the lack of the toe there. The toe worth 3 seconds on the out lap. Oh, no, on the end of the flying lap. Pookie has actually... Oh, no, that wasn't Pookie. Sorry, it was Hyper I was focusing on. What can Hyper do? It's not gonna be enough. It's a 1:38.585. It's actually an identical time to what Pookie's done. That's bizarre, but it does put Hyper in the perfect position to give Pookie that toe at the end of his flying lap in the way that I would have done myself. So it could work out very nicely for Pookie here. But it depends if he can improve. Maybe he won't. It may prove fruitless. What is Hyper going to do? Is he going to slow up? Slow down even? Allow Pookie to catch up? Well, at the moment, we've got two thingies. Alfa Romeo's. Faco in the lead again. Faco has... It would appear he's taken the L here as he's providing another tow to Lennart. And Lennart flying along. DRS opens for both Alphas. And this could prove crucial. Is Lennart? He does indeed. He's the first man into the 1:37s. He blows Ivan's time out of the water. 5 whole tenths faster. Oh, and that's Hyper indeed going slowly there. He's allowing Pookie to catch up. Who's next? It will be Pookie. And there we go. That's how things should be going. They're obviously listening to the stream. Maybe I should shut up. Or maybe they shouldn't be listening to the stream. Pookie may have closed up a bit too fast, though. He's going to have to pass. And that's not going well. He's maybe had a bit of a slipstream there, and he has improved, but only by 2/10. So that has not gone too well for the Mercedes Giro there. Pookie only managing to improve to a measly 4th position. Ivan, meanwhile, 3/10 faster in Sector 2. What's he gonna do? Oh, no, there we go. Because of the lack of the slipstream, he does manage to improve, but it's not enough. Only by about a tenth. And that's still 4/10 behind Lennart. That's just an amazing lap from Lennart. I'm pretty sure that's his first pole position this season. And yes, he's the only man out on track who's doing a lap. I would just go over the line. No, he's gonna come straight into the pits, even though I would just go over the line. So, Lennart takes pole by a monumental margin. Ivan will have to settle for P2, and just miles behind is Faco, who didn't get any slipstreams. I reckon Faco working to help Lennart get his elusive second championship. Faco potentially throwing away his chances to help out Lennart. So there we go. Lennart on pole by just under 4/10 of a second. And then almost 3/10 of a second, 3 or 4/10 of a second behind that is Faco. Only 1/100th behind Faco is Pookie. And exactly the same time is actually Kane. So we've had a couple of occasions where cars have a Mercedes has done the exact same time as another car. First it was both of the Mercedes, and then Pookie has done the same time as Kane. Though it would appear that Kane did the same time as Pookie, given that Pookie is ahead. That's how it works. And so, we move on to the race. Yes, we are on PC. Trailer Vid Gaming. I can even show you. Well, I would. I'm only using an Xbox controller. See, I'll show you some options to prove that I'm on PC by showing you options that you can't get on an Xbox or a PlayStation. Oh, we're going through this again? Come on. We had that a few seconds ago. Fine, we'll wait another 30 seconds. God. It's not like we have a race to do at all. Just take your time, yeah. Can we start now? There we go. There we go. Look, all this stuff you can't get on a PlayStation or an Xbox. Ah, no, I don't mean to do that. There we go. Just press cancel. I don't mean to go into ultra high or whatever, because my PC would die the instant you turn that on. Map data, telemetry. Details, well, at the minute, a few people will be starting the race on mediums. Aiden, Jakob Verber, Rob, and Benjamin Ostrich, and the only man in the top 10 to get to start on mediums will be Pookie. Mediums to hards apparently going to be quite good around here. Lennart leading the field away over this 26-lap race, and it looks like Gronenjik has got something going on. Potentially disconnection or something. His car is No, it's not moving. Something is going on. Please don't tell me we're going to have to wait for him. I think he's been disqualified. Actually, no, he hasn't. It's just saying he's still in 16th. Anyway, we have an 18-car grid now. Stygian here has managed to join. He didn't get in here in time for qualifying, so he'll have to start at the back of the grid. Depending on what happens with this guy, I'm really not certain what's going on. Oh! And dips. Spins. Fortunately, there doesn't appear to be damage in the formation lap. Otherwise, he would have lost his front wing there and gets disqualified. But that doesn't really matter. Weaving down towards the grid. We'll have to see if the race will start, given what's happening to our friend in the Ferrari here. Everyone's gonna form up. But will it have thought... Will it just decide to keep going, or will it, Oh, this is a nice angle. I think I'll stick with this. Yeah, we might be about to have some technical difficulties. Given that the Ferrari hasn't moved. What's going on? Oh no! Come on! What is going on? Finally. Oh no, we're gonna have to wait for the bot to go around. No! Oh, this is absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, Groninjik has had some form of connection issue. And now it's making us wait this entire time for the now AI controlled. Whoa, Ferrari. Oh. Something has gone wrong. What the hell? And suddenly the race has just begun. What is going on? I've been caught completely off guard there. I've no idea what's happened, but yeah, I guess we're racing now. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm sorry. There's this, and so now suddenly there are people who are not on the medium tires anymore. What is going on? This is a bugged lobby. What on earth? I guess Leonard is leading the way. Pookie has managed to get up to P3, and there's already a pretty substantial gap between Pookie and Kane, the race winner of the previous two races. Going through turn 8, we've had a few spins or something. Benjamin Ostrick is down in 17th. Ryan Kennedy has our first retirement. And Elstreak has been caught out. Yep, there we go. Ryan Kennedy's clonked the inside wall there. Safety car deployed. Bloody hell. Deployed. Jakob Verder has spun there as well. I'm sorry, I was speaking and then I just burped at the same time. So, right. I can only really apologize for that race start there, but it wasn't really my fault. It just happened. I've never seen anything like that before. And yeah, there's people who weren't on soft tires who are suddenly on soft tires now. I've no idea what's going on. Leonard, though, is going to pit, probably for medium tires here. Is that smart? Oh, Dan Edwin picks up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, and double stack for the Alfa Romeos here. So Pookie is now the effective leader. He is on the mediums, but the four cars behind have not pit. It's Kane, Afri, Ben Dixon, and Rob. All on soft tyres. Let's look at position changes here. So Pookie is up 3 positions. Kane, Afri, and Bendixen. No, Kane and Afri also up 3 positions. Bendixen up 5. Rob up 7. Leonard, Ivan, and Faco all down 5, but that's because they've just pit. Hyper down 1. Gwynsander down 3. Dan Edwin down 1. He's also got a 5-second penalty. Aiden up 3. SBG up 1. Dips / Stygian here up 4. Benjamin Ostrich and Jakob Verber not having particularly great race starts. Already 4 places down, whilst Groenenjik is still in 16th, and it looks like he's not actually an AI car here. He's clearly being driven by a person because the car is not transparent. Whoa, he was there for a second though. So obviously he's still got some form of connection troubles going on. But yeah, whatever happened to him, it has affected the whole lobby and really threw me off there. I was hoping to have a nice race start and something really wrong happened instead. SBG picks up a penalty for what is more than likely a ridiculous penalty. Has he got damage from that? I don't know. But he's picked up a penalty for what was probably just a light tap. Unfortunately, he's probably going to have to serve that penalty regardless, which is going to harm his race. And it looks like maybe Aiden has some sort of connection issues too. So really not on SBG there, I don't think. So it's Pookie currently leading the way behind the safety car after Ryan Kennedy crashed at turn 8 on the first lap. I think it was the first lap, yeah. And he's hoping that the medium to hard strategy will work out for him here. But there are others who are hoping that the soft to medium strategy will be the one to work for. Yeah, hard tyres, they are not the greatest tyres out there, but occasionally they can actually be good, very good race tyres. And I reckon safety car will be in this lap. Pookie using the brake and the accelerator. Is he trying to build up his battery? I don't think it really matters. He's already at 100%. He wouldn't have used too much before the safety car came out. How do people make it through turn 8? Should be easy enough, given they're not even really doing 100 miles an hour. Absolutely crawling through turn 8. It was 9. This is 10, isn't it? 11. Ugh. I mean, effectively, you could say that this straight here is actually 2 turns in itself, given that there's a couple of very slight kinks. Since the Formula 1 likes to make a turn out of everything these days, except when it's, even if it's, they like to make turns out of kinks and basically straights, and don't make turns out of proper kinks and turns. Anyway, the safety car is coming in this lap. Pookie leading the way, bunching the field up. He's got to get as much warmth into those medium tyres as he can, as he will be at a disadvantage to the soft runners behind. But given that there's not many overtaking spots that rely on tyre grip, he could potentially have the advantage here. He goes now. Is that too early? There's a mini spin already. That's Kane. Oh, no. That's gone absolutely disastrously for the championship leader. He's got to pit immediately. Fortunately, no safety car already, but that's worked out absolutely perfectly for Pookie. Afri has also fallen down the grid somewhat, and that means that's Rob now in P2. Car number 2, which is working out rather well for the Williams driver here. Is he going to be able to keep that P2, though? Bendixen is probably more likely to be a threat to Pookie here. But yeah, it's as I was saying, Kane needs to not make mistakes, little mistakes. And he made a little mistake, and it has cost him dearly. There's been an incident already. That's Jakob Verber. He's outbraked himself in turn 5. Oh, and Rob is not having a great time there. He's still ahead of Ben Dixon, but this is proving an absolutely great for Pookie. What's happened? Oh, safety car. Why? Why? Why is there a safety car? There's not been a crash. There's debris, sure, but it's not in a place... Oh my... This game, man. At least it's going to allow Kane to catch back up to the field, but he's got a lot of work to do. I just don't get this. Sure, okay, the safety car comes out when a car crashes and blocks the road. I understand that. But there was only a tiny bit of debris in a place where cars aren't really gonna go, and they still call a safety car? Well, it wouldn't be the first safety car controversy that the FIA has seen. There's a few people into the pits. Afri, who was up in P2, has I don't know what happened to him, but he's now down in the lowly depths of P14. His teammate having to get that brand new front wing after causing the safety car. And Stygian manages to get ahead of the Aston Martin due to that. Kane down in 15th after making a frankly ridiculous mistake. Just a bit too much welly, a bit too much weaving, and it's likely ended his chances of winning this race. And it was proving to be a boon to Pookie here. But now the order has been neutralized once again. His only advantage is that his tyres are mediums, but they are the oldest mediums on the field. Rob is behind him on the same age of soft tyres. Everyone else on mediums as well, except Hyper and Dips, they're on hard tyres. And Jakob is also going on to soft tyres, so he's going to have to pit again. Currently, only 2 drivers have penalties. It's not too easy to get a corner-cutting penalty here, as Gronenjik gets a penalty with SPG. That's proving disastrous for SPG here. Is SPG just not paying too much attention, or is he just being punished by absolutely tiny little mistakes? Or not mistakes, just bumps, and that's like, oh, severe collision, you did so much damage, and like, there's not even any, I didn't even scratch the paint. So SPG, 10 seconds of penalties as Gronenjik comes in, I guess, to serve his penalty. I don't think you can during the safety car period. Oh, he has broken his front wing anyway. I think this is on Gronenjik here. He has lost his end plate. But it's also harmed SPG's race. Those should be removed, I think. So now we've got to wait for the Ferrari to catch back up to the rest of the field. Should be okay. You should hatch up by the end of this lap. We should have the safety car restart on lap 7. Now, what Pookie has to do is try and gain some space. Rob is not the best driver out there. He's just that's no insult to his own. Hang on, that might come out wrong. What I mean to say is he's not Leonard. He's not Kane. He is not the fastest driver here. That's just a fact. So Pookie has to try and gain as much space to him to basically turn Rob into a roadblock, as he was proving to be that roadblock before the safety car came out for the second time. Is the safety car coming in? It is coming in. There we go. So Pookie will want Rob to be that roadblock, but Leonard is right behind. He had a good safety car restart there. Things have worked out well for him. And so he will want to get past the Williams as soon as he can to try and challenge Pookie's lead. And he is on the slightly fresher tyres. Oh, was there a collision there? Doesn't look like it. There's been no ridiculous penalties handed out. Holding up the field again. Oh, this could be... It's looking a bit dicey, and I think Leonard's been caught out. And indeed he has. Ivan has got back ahead of him. And Pookie doesn't have the lead he might want. Ivan gonna try and take a look. Rob outbraking himself a bit. He has outbraked himself. Ivan is now gonna get past the Williams. Into turn 2 goes Pookie. And that is Ivan in a very good position. Was that collision crash behind? Don't think so. Faco now in P4. He's going to try and make the move on Rob. Around the outside, maybe? No, Rob is the roadblock that Pookie wanted. And Faco conks the wall. Has he picked up damage there? Possibly. There's yellow flags. That's Groen and Jick. He's outbraked himself. He's lost his front wing. Please don't pull out the safety car again. He actually retires. No. Don't do it there. You have to go to the pit lane if you want to retire. Oh, that might call out the safety car again. Well, right now, Pookie is second ahead of Ivan already. There's probably a bit of dirty air, but now Ivan should get a decent slipstream. Okay, safety car is not being called, thankfully. And Ivan seems to be gaining a bit of time on the Mercedes now. And down the straight... Oh, we've got a yellow flag! That's been a collision between Dips and Jakob Verber, and the safety car is out again! What is going on? So Stidgen here joined the race, only to get knocked out after basically 90% safety car running. And Jakob, he's going to run out of front wings in a minute. Fortunately, this is only the game. You don't run out of front wings here, I don't believe. And Pookie does take this time to pit. He's going onto the hard tyres now. And that does promote Ivan into the provisional lead. Ugh. Front wing changes having to happen all across the field. And there's still a shadow for a wing that the car no longer has. Ugh. And it's also been a rubbish restart for both of the AlphaTauris. SPG had to serve his 10 seconds of penalties that he didn't deserve. And Ben Dixon had a broken wing. Does SPG still have a penalty? He does! He only served 5 seconds. What? He didn't pick up a 5-second pit lane speed limit penalty, did he? I don't know. For some reason, he only served 5. I think that's the way the game works, actually. He only served 5 rather than the full 10. Ridiculous. So now both Aston Martins and both AlphaTauris have to catch up. In position changes, Rob is still in second by virtue of the fact that he hasn't really been properly overtaken. Well, he has been overtaken once, but then someone in front of him has pit. So he's still in second by virtue of safety car running. And he'll be wanting more of that. I suppose he'd love if the race just carried on under safety car. SBG letting the Aston Martin pass. Maybe he overtook and he wasn't meant to. We're going to have another lap under safety car running here as these guys have not caught up in time. Tyre life. What is that like? Currently, oldest tyres on the field. Rob is on mediums now. What? When did he go into mediums? He was on softs. Apparently, he's done 7 laps on these mediums, but I don't remember that. Maybe he did those laps in qualifying. I don't remember seeing him pit, but yeah, he's now on mediums. I didn't see him pit. That's bizarre. And SBG's pitting again. He went onto soft tyres, and now he's going to have to serve that other 5-second penalty and go onto hards. And then try and catch back up to the field. That should be easily doable. And we should get the race back underway on lap 10. But right as of lap 10, I think we'll have only had about 2 or 3 actual racing laps. This race has been almost entirely under safety car. Oh no, he's spun! Oh, come on, cold tyres. And now he's making a 99-point turn. Now he has to try and catch up back up. And we're going to have potentially another lap under the safety car. He's using his energy as well. 30 seconds behind. He's going to lock up. Well, he was locking up. Apparently I'm a cheat for saying Rob isn't the best, just because he didn't qualify in an amazing position. Like, look at this, right? Right? He's up 10 places. He qualified P12. The only reason he's in P2 is because of safety car shenanigans. And the gap between him and Pookie was just growing by the corner. We're going to have another lap of safety car running here, guys, as because of SBG's error after he left the pits. He was able to keep it out of the wall, but now the race will get back underway on lap 11. Try and drive carefully, guys, especially under safety car. What this has done, however, it's given Kane the ability to get back up into the points. He's now P9. And if there's more chaos ahead, he could get back up into those podium positions. Currently, though, just in the lower echelons of the points. Apparently, he qualified in P12 on purpose. Well, we'll have to see. But I personally don't think he's going to be keeping P2 for long. I mean, he did lose it almost immediately after the second safety car restart. And there's a fairly good chance he's going to lose it very quickly again on the third safety car restart on lap 11. And this time it is up to Ivan Hafterkamp to lead the field away, leading the race for the first time since Season 3's Saudi Arabia round, which was the penultimate round. He won that because of some safety car shenanigans between Faco and Simon V8, and Leonard as well, I think. So Ivan, safety car will almost certainly be in this lap. I will be surprised if it doesn't come in. Currently, our safety car is the fastest Mercedes on track. I mean, come on, it's leading a race, isn't it? We hit the split, and there we go. Safety car in this lap. Let's see how things go. Safety car peeling off towards the pits. Weaving down the field go some of those cars. Ivan doing a bit of wheel spinning as well, I think. Trying to get some extra heat into his rear wheels. But you don't want to pull a cane. Don't want to go weaving too much, or he'll go sideways and give the lead to Rob. I think Ivan will hold up the field for a bit longer. You are allowed to hold off longer, and he has held off longer. He went just before the safety car line, and that may have caught Linnet out again. Ivan maintains the lead. There's a bit of a kerfuffle into turn 1. Currently, the Alphas remain in P3 and 4, and there is contact already! And that's Aiden spinning Gwyn Sander. So one Williams has ruined the race of one of the Alpines. Rob already almost a second outside of Ivan. In fact, he is already a second behind Ivan. This could prove to be crucial for Ivan's chances now. And Leonard pushing that Williams along like he was the Class 91 on an Intercity 225, and he makes a little bit of contact. That's how impatient he is. Ivan already 1.5 seconds up the road. You want to tell me that Rob is the best driver? Go ahead. But clearly he isn't when he's losing this much time. Almost 2 seconds adrift. And Leonard absolutely impatient. We've got yellow flags again. That's Gwyn Sander. He's hit the wall, I think. Don't call out the safety car. Gwyn. You can... That was... I feel that was intentional. Gwyn, you cannot do that. You didn't hit the wall. If you'd crashed, I would have understood. But you were just sat there. That is not acceptable. You went as soon as the safety car was called out. That is rigging the safety car. He's still in second because no one's been able to overtake. They get close to the twisty sections, and then stuff like this happens. A safety car comes out. So we haven't had really had many proper laps of racing yet. Oh, shut up. Rob is not as great as you think he was. As you think he is. He lost 2 seconds in half a lap. 2 seconds. He's not Lewis Hamilton. The only way you lose 2 seconds is if, in equal cars, is if you're just not as good. And there's no issue with that, right? There's no problem with being not as good. It's not bad to be a bad driver. Hang on, wait. That's not what that came out wrong. It's not bad to be an average driver. That's all he is to me. He's average. He's doing about as well as I would, and I recognize I'm an average driver. You just don't seem to realize that he... Yeah, I know, I am average. I just said that. But currently, Rob is where I would be. In this situation. If I was Rob... No, I'm getting all my words mixed up now. Hang on. Yeah, the fact is, Rob is not the next Lewis Hamilton. He is not the next Max Verstappen. He's just lucky. The fact he lost 2 seconds in half a lap. Yeah, he's gonna sink like a stone, my guy. You just watch and wait. So he's only 12. Okay. He's still. doesn't mean he's. It doesn't mean I have to be any less brutal about it. He's not a good driver. But she's got many years to learn to be a good driver. He may well become Lewis Hamilton. I didn't know he was 12, so I apologise for that. I assumed he was older. But if he's 12, he's got plenty of years to learn. Makes me less than average commentator. Does it make me a great commentator then? I mean, I'm not a professional commentator, right? I'm not David Croft. You don't come to me to watch David Croft. Right? I'm not about to say I'm the best commentator in the world. Though I guess I kind of just did. I don't have to support him if I don't want to. Anyway, safety car is coming in. You've really distracted me. I don't have to pay attention to chat anymore. Ivan leading the field away again. And Gwen Sander, please don't try and call out another safety car, because that's not right. And we'll watch how Rob falls like a stone. Unless another safety car comes out. Both the Red Bulls, Kane back up into the third. It really has worked out for him. And Kane going up the outside of Rob. We've got a collision already. What's going on? Aiden has retired. What happened? I don't know. There's something going on. I don't think we're gonna get the safety car. Ivan leading away, and something's gone wrong for Aiden. Not Aiden. Kane. And Rob still managing to hold on to P2 here. He's making his car really wide, so there is that. But he's already 2 seconds adrift of Ivan. And I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. Kane now pushing Rob along. He's got to get past if he wants to make this a Red Bull 1-2, which would be the second Red Bull 1-2 in a row. He's using his ERS. He's going to make the move into turn 7. This is not a usual overtaking point. He'll probably take a warning there. But if his race has been clean so far, then it's enough. He'll have to contend with the issues later. And now it is a Red Bull 1-2. Rob now down into P3. It was a valiant defense, but it was no match for a very impatient Red Bull driver. Leonard and Faco, the two Alfa Romeos, down in the lower echelons of the points. Leonard in P6 at least. But things have not worked out too well for the Alphas here, and it's looking like it could be another clean sweep for the Red Bulls. They're just gonna fly. Rob, already a second behind. He's being overtaken by 2 cars at once. Rob down to 5th place now, and Leonard gonna try and make his move too. Potentially into turn 2. He's up the inside, and Rob is going to lose another position. I mean, he's doing as well as he can, but he's now dropping like a stone like I predicted he would. He's already into 7th behind VR7 Hyper. And Pookie making a move on Afri. He's up into P3 now. And Kane has managed to catch up a lot to Ivan. The gap was about 2 seconds, and he's already caught up by about 8/10 to Ivan in front. Now, come on, there wasn't any cutting off. Just accept the truth, mate, of blinding yourself. Denial is the first stage of grief, my friends. Kane already within a second of Ivan here. And Pookie already within a second of Kane. These three absolutely flying. We've got more position changes down the field. I think SBG's had a bit of a shoddy turn 12 somewhere. Dan Edwin down in 14th. Something went wrong for him. I think he's had to pit for a new wing. I think that's what all the debris was about. Don't think there's any DRS yet. No, there isn't. It's still relying entirely on slipstreams. What's the straight line speed like? Well, Pookie set the fastest lap of the race, absolutely flying. We finally got some racing laps in, and that's Leonard. He's got round Afari just in time. And now he can chase down Pookie. What can he do? Season 1 champion, Season 3 runner-up. We know that this guy is a fast driver. There's a bit of a kerfuffle behind him. Afri successfully defending P5 from Hyper. He's doing extremely well. He was up in P2 at one point, but he's now down in P5, which is still good points. And having to hold off the Mercedes into turn 7. There's no dive bomb from Hyper here like Leonard did on Rob, who is still in P7, but now he's under threat from the other Alfa Romeo of Faco. And Pookie already really close behind Kane, and it seems that the Red Bulls may not actually be as fast as I thought they were. They're falling. They just don't seem to have the same pace that Pookie does. Pookie now extremely close to Kane's backside. Kane will get the DRS. We'll get a bit of a DRS train here. Will Kane be able to defend? Well, Pookie's using the ERS. Kane is as well, but he's not got a lot left. Pookie has been very smart with his energy usage, and he's already set the fastest lap again. These three cars bunched up like a sandwich. Pookie extremely close. Ivan gets a bit of a wobble on the exit of turn 2. Kane trying to defend. Pookie's going to have to rely entirely on the DRS. He's going to try go around the outside. He's going to get the move done. Kane has no defense to Pookie, who just seems to have a car on another level here. And Pookie looks like he's going to be able to get P1 back from Ivan. How is this possible? How has he managed this? He's in another league. What are his tyres like? His tyres are I see. He's on fresh tyres. Relatively fresh tyres. Ivan and Kane stayed out on their medium tyres. Those have done a lot of laps, and it's not paid off. So Pookie will be able to get past Ivan very quickly, and we should, with any luck, we should have a decent, a proper end to the race here. Half the race has been safety car laps. It's been just a procession so far. And Pookie now less than 2/10 behind Ivan, less than 1/10. He's in the slipstream. He's got the DRS as well. He's not even bothering with the energy. He's already ahead of that Red Bull, and he just doesn't have an answer to that pace. Leonard trying to make a move on King now. And Leonard, I think, is also on much fresher tyres. 5-lap old tyres. So yes, the Red Bulls, their strategy to try and stay out on older medium tyres is not paying off. And it looks like they're going to lose this position too now. We've picked up a subscription or something. I'm not seeing anything. That's unfortunate. Oh, there we go. There's something. Aiden is now following. And Leonard closing in. But he's not going to be able to make the move just yet. He's got to get past these two cars. We've got another follower as well. 3 followers in very quick succession. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for following. Let's all follow with the goal of making this league bigger. More people are joining now. No, Mikey, no. That is seriously my favorite ever team radio that I've ever heard in Formula 1. Like, Smooth Operator has nothing on. No, Michael, no, this isn't right. Sweet. It's just sweet honey to my ears. As Leonard, this is probably sweet honey to his eyes as he is trying to make the move on Kane, but he's being blocked off by the other Red Bull. He's got boxed in a bit, but the move has been made. Kane has got past the first of the Red Bulls, and now Hyper is going to try and make a move. He's going wide. I think maybe he got a bit of wheel spin. Leonard has the DRS. He's going to go around the outside of Ivan here. Ew. Being squeezed, a little bit of contact. He's got the inside for turn 5 though, and he makes it look easy. Those fresher medium tyres on the Alfa Romeo working wonders. And now he's back up into P2, and now he can chase down Pookie to try and get back his lead. He did get on pole. We got a yellow flag. We've got an AlphaTauri gone round. That's Ben Dixon. He could have damage to his car. Doesn't look like it. He's just maybe had a bit of a wobble. He's still in the points, though. Oh, yes, Rob, the master of this game, who's currently in P12 after he was P2 after the safety car restart. He's probably pit at some point. He is on brand new soft tyres. In fact, let's take a brief look at the race director here at the laps that Rob has done. His fastest lap is a 1:44.3, which is just absolutely nowhere compared to the fastest lap of the race, a 1:41.2. Greatest driver in the world? You certain about that? Ivan still remaining inside the second of Leonard. He's got the help of the DRS, but he's not going to be able to stay inside that margin for much longer, I don't think. His tyres are practically ancient compared to Leonard's. But Leonard's pace will probably be starting to fall off a bit now. Indeed, it has. He was about 2.6 seconds behind Pookie. He's now 3.2 seconds behind. So Leonard just doesn't have the pace that he would like. We've got a yellow flag. That's SPG. What has happened? He's also... oh, there we go. Reverse. Get going, get going, get going. Please. We don't want another safety car. There we go. You're welcome to retire in the pit lane. Not on the track. Well, another yellow flag, and he has retired. And he just did what you don't do. He has DNF'd. I hope that he crashed. I really hope that he crashed there. But chances are he just decided to press the... Oh, Ben Dixon picks up a drive-through. But this is going to help out the Red Bulls here. Unfortunately, they're going to have to double stack, which won't be the greatest help, as we'll see. Even with the double stack... Oh, that was close. Yeah, even with the double stack, it's not going to be the quickest stop for Kane here. It is at least a bit quicker than it used to be, and that's a bit of a... Yep. He was going, the game just decided, no, he's not going to move on your screen until about 5 seconds after he's left the pit lane. So a few more people coming into the pit lane. Rob is back into the points, but not by virtue of his own skill. Let's see. He's only done one stop, apparently. He somehow started the race on soft tyres, then switched halfway through to mediums, and now he's on softs again. But his softs are a little bit older, and freshness of those tyres could prove crucial. We're having to wait a long time. Well, who knows when the safety car will be able to come back in. Probably lap 23. We'll get 3 laps of racing. Faco has decided... what a glitch. Okay. So Faco has opted to remain out on track, but on 8-lap-old medium tyres, and he's just going to fall like a stone. Fresh, soft tyres going to be incredibly, just so much faster. And yeah, you can see it's not really paid off for the Red Bulls here. Ivan is now in 4th, and Kane is in 7th. They should have pit earlier. Instead, they were running 1 and 2, and then they lost it because their tyres were just too old. They didn't pit when they had the opportunity. So Ben Dixon, he has this drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So he will have to serve that. That's going to promote Jakob Verber up into the points, as well as Hyper, who's not had a great race here. He's down in 11th place. What happened to him? I think he pitted as well. Actually, yeah, he did. He is on fresh tyres. At least he'll get back into the points by virtue of Ben Dixon's drive-through. Benjamin Osterek will also be promoted up a position, as well as Dan Edwin, who is starting to catch up. He has also had a simply horrible race this evening. Things have not gone right for him. He's had to make multiple pit stops. 5 pit stops for Dan Edwin. Just the only person who's actually managed a 1-stop here has been Rob, funnily enough. He's decided to stay out on older tyres. Maybe he did get the strategy right. Yes, it's been a race of attrition and pit stops and safety cars. Currently, Faco is... Oh! Speaking of Rob... All of you people saying Rob is the GOAT, and he crashes under the safety car. Do you want to change your opinion now? Safety car coming in this lap. Oh, Afri picks up a ridiculous penalty. And that was Gwyn Sanders' fault. And for some reason, Afri is the only person to pick up a penalty from that. So even though Gwyn Sander more than likely was the cause of that collision, Afri pays the penalty. But that should get removed. There should be evidence of it. As Faco leads the race, and I think, is this the first time he's led a race this season? I don't remember. Weaving, trying to get as much heat into those medium tyres as he can. He is at a disadvantage. He goes now, and that looks like it's caught out Kane. He has it. Ben Dixon is up into 8th, and Ben Dixon is pitting now for his drive-through, so it's not going to matter too much. And Faco already down into 3rd. I don't think he's fighting it. He's not fighting to keep the lead. And Leonard already losing a lot of pace. Not losing pace, rather time, that's it. Pookie flying, but Leonard was catching up towards the end of the straight there. And now it's up to Leonard to try and catch up through the twisty bits. But it's not going to be the greatest attempts here. Pookie will probably pick up fastest lap again. Will be the first man to actually get a fastest lap point this season, I think. And Faco, Faco's the roadblock now. There was a bit of a bump from Leonard. Bit of a bump on the exit of turn 9-10 there. Doesn't pick up a penalty or anything. But he won't get to any DRS until the next lap. He has managed to stay within touching distance of the Mercedes. Oh, and Gwyn Sander has hit the wall. Oh, and he's retired from the session. Please, no safety car. Please, no safety car. Hyper's retired too. What happened to Hyper? I'm not certain what happened to Hyper there. But now there are only 10 cars running in this session. Something has gone wrong for Hyper. Maybe he was hit by the Alpine, as Pookie has set the fastest lap of the race, 1:40.5. What a lap. Leonard, though, still within touching distance, and this is going to be a fight for the victory here. Pookie has to try and get outside of a second from Leonard, but Leonard has to try and stay within that second. Pookie is under real threat here. This could prove these next couple of laps are going to be absolutely crucial. Pookie is, to his credit, pushing really hard. He has got outside of a second for a brief moment. Leonard has not had a great first sector there. He has to try catch back up. Kane has got past Faco ways now. It's going to be a 3-4 for Red Bull at this point, and I don't think they're going to be able to improve, as Leonard is already 3 seconds up the road, and Leonard is falling further behind, and it's just the challenge for the win is already falling on its face. And without DRS, Pookie is going to be able to maintain that lead. As the further away Leonard gets, the less effective the slipstream will be. Affery now looking to try and get past Faco. He's got the 5-second penalty, but it's a stupid penalty that should get removed. He'll get past into 5th place, and he should be able to keep that 5th place after the FIA decides to give it back to him. Pookie goes even faster. 1:40.1 as Affery gets past Faco. Faco actually using a lot of battery to try and stay ahead, but his tyres just simply aren't there. Pushing the Aston Martin wide. The Alfa Romeo manages to keep ahead. Oh, I'm not sure about that move, my friend. Affery now having to fight with Jakob. And that's proving quite virtuous to Faco, but it's not going to be enough. Jakob going deep. But the soft tyres are going to hold on a lot better. Jakob going a lot slower. He's getting a bit of wheel spin too, but Jakob has the energy to play with. And round the outside, you're never going to make that work, Faco. And Faco now, the two Aston Martins have had their positions reversed. Faco didn't. I don't really like the move you pulled, my friend. It felt a bit dirty to me. Or maybe you just didn't have the grip. I mean, you are on very old, medium tyres, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you just ran out of grip. And Jakob picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, and that's not going to go very well, which works out fairly okay for Faco, actually. Meanwhile, The two Red Bulls running third and fourth. Kane, I think, will be wanting, certain will be wanting to get back past his teammate. Will Ivan give him the position? As Faker actually does fall down to 7th position now. He might gain one of those back through penalties. But as for the race lead, Pookie has just been simply unstoppable. He's played this lobby like a fiddle, played it to perfection, and now he's going to take his first win of the season and start working his way towards start working on his first championship challenge in CRS. As Kane, very much less than a second behind his teammate, will Ivan let Kane past? Will he want to try and stay ahead? Well, Kane will get the DRS into the final straight. We've got a yellow flag. There's a Ferrari that's hit the wall. And that's Dan Edwin in 10th. And he's just had a simply horrific race today. He'll get a single point out of it, but I don't think he'll feel he'll deserve that. Pookie, though, certainly deserves this victory. He's been utterly imperious, and he called it the strategy perfectly. Pookie wins his first race of the season. Leonard has to settle for P2. Ivan will get P3. He didn't yield to Kane, who has to settle for P4. Jakub and Afri get their penalties, but Afri will get 6th place back almost certainly. So Faco will be in P7 after that. Benjamin Ostrich 8th, and the game takes things away. Karma for who? Jakob Verber, apparently driver of the day. He didn't have a great qualifying, I think. But there we go. Pookie winning his first race of the season. Leonard, well, P2 is better than nothing. Same for Ivan, P3 better than nothing. And if anything, that is still a very good result for Red Bull. Now let's see the final results. Pookie is your winner today with the first man to pick up a fastest lap point. Absolutely astonishing fastest lap of a 140.1. Leonard is second. Ivan is third. Kane is P4. Jakob Verber is P5. Faco finishes P6 on the road, but Afari will almost certainly get that back. So Faco should effectively be P7. Benjamin Ostrich, P8. MK Bendixen, P9. Dan Edwin, P10. And there were 8 DNFs. Ryan Kennedy, Emma Gronenjik, Dips, Stygian, Aiden, SPG, Rob, Gwyn Sander, and Z1 Hyper. Gwyn hit you under the safety car. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was Hyper speaking that for a moment. It was actually Afri. So yeah, you should get that position back. Yeah, Pookie, you're feeling quite smug about that, I reckon. If Hyper's around, I want to see what happened to him, because I don't know why he retired. Maybe he was hit too. Maybe he had a wheel disconnection. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. That is the race over and done with. And it was about 50% safety car, but in the end, it worked fairly well. For the most part, it was it was just a safety car fest. I mean, you were there. You know that. The race was simply just. It was about 12 laps in the end. I will say that Gwyn Sander, it did look like he called out the safety car there by himself. It did look like he intentionally stopped to call it out. But that's how it looked. Anyway, that is the race now over and done with. And we shall see you next week. Actually, we'll do some brief thingy majigs with the standings. So I'll call up the trusty calculator. So, Kane should remain as the... Kane should remain as the championship leader. He will have 62 points. Let's... Oh, no, not the Windows shop. Let's see. Championship standings currently. Ivan picks up that third place, so 28 plus 15, 43 points. He's caught up a little bit to his teammate, obviously, since he finished ahead of him on this occasion. Hyper doesn't get anything because he retired, so he will fall down to at least a fourth position. Leonard will take third from him, as he will have 38 points to his name, just behind Ivan. Faco has not had a great race. Simon V8 didn't appear today, so he will remain sort of P6, whilst Pookie, he entered this race with only 8 points. He picks up the maximum 26. 8 plus 26. 34 points. So he will take 4th place behind Leonard. So that's Hyper down another place. Yeah. As for the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull entered this race with 78 points. And by virtue of finishing P3 and P4, 15 plus 12, 27 points from that race. It's not bad. Plus the 78 they already had. 105 points. Alfa Romeo, meanwhile, at 18 plus 6, 24. It's okay, but they're still comfortably second. In fact, I don't think they're second anymore. 24. No, actually. Mercedes should still be behind them, because only one driver finished. They did get the maximum amount of points, but they only catch up by a single point. So there should now only be 3 points between Alfa Romeo and Mercedes. We'll have to see that next week. But that is where I'm going to leave it now, guys. Thank you for watching. It's been a bit of a wacky race. Lots of safety cars, strange connection issues. It meant the race started very abruptly on me. But, like Aiden said, I feel like I kept up pretty well after I was caught out. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next week for round 4. That will be at which race? It will be France on the 16th of February. I don't have any other plans. I have no plans to commentate for WOR this week. So I'll be free for that. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you next week for the French round of the championship. Until then, oh no! I've just realised I've left the desktop audio off all the time. I don't remember if the game. I don't know if the game capture would have caught all that, or the game audio. No one told me that there was no game audio, so I would assume that it was okay. But worst case scenario, we just had commentary over this race. So if there was no game audio, apologies for that. I'm just looking through this. The what's it called? The chat. There's no one saying anything about that. No one told me that. That's literally not anywhere here. It's not on the chat anywhere. It doesn't say. No one told me that the game audio was off or anything. Ah, there. Well, it got it got cut off because people kept on spamming that Rob is the best driver in the world. So, if you hadn't distracted me, maybe I might have seen that and turned it on. But because you were too busy telling me that Rob is the greatest driver in the world, I missed it. So, yeah, you can shut the fuck up for all I care. Or no, I'm just forgetful. You're the one who's being stupid for saying that someone who is clearly not a great driver is the best driver all the time and distracting me from the actual issues that are going on. No one else told me that the game sound was off. Yeah, you did, but then everyone else just kept saying, "Oh, Rob is the greatest driver." So I didn't see it. It's not my fault that people couldn't get a grip and realize that Rob isn't Lewis Hamilton. Well, okay. Where am I gonna? I need to see this in mod view now. There we go. Bye. Okay. That's it. See you next week, everyone.